Good morning to everyone, and I join in the chorus of welcomes.
We're never going to say never and never going to let anybody really talk against us and talk against our dreams, and you shouldn't either. So use this opportunity to open doors for yourselves, because you're going to put yourself on this platform where like, oh yes, I can make a difference to students, who will come through this program in the future.
This is our inaugural opportunity to bring the law to you as high school students, to prepare you for what may be a great career in the law, and to combine that with sports. Our goal here is to really create opportunities for you to learn from some of the best in the industry, to get to know St. John's University, who is a huge strategic partner of ours, but really to do three things: to give you plenty of information, to give you a brief education around the law and how it applies itself to sports and civil law. And then the third, and probably the most important, is to inspire you.
Good morning to all of you. I'll start by saying I didn't get the opportunity to play professional basketball. Quite frankly, it wasn't even what I was aspiring to. Because there wasn't a WNBA when I was studying in school. So all of my focus and what ultimately became my career actually began when I was in high school. So I say that just to point out that this opportunity and what you put into it and how you lean on and glean information and make the most of all of these learnings could be shaping what you could be doing for the next 10 or 20 years.
As a skills course, I do want to say that the goal is not to teach you about one area of law. Instead, the goal is to really systematically approach a particular skill, and the skill here is negotiating. And the best way to improve skills is not just to learn about the theories behind the skills, people's big thoughts about those skills. And so what we're really encouraging you to do is to take chances to try on some new things and to really get into the doing and the practicing.
Where Colin Kaepernick 4 years ago used his platform in sport to take a knee during the national anthem to bring attention to racial disparities in the criminal justice system, and particularly police brutality. And while he was made into a pariah, basically, 4 years later, and what we're seeing, this uprising we're seeing now in 2020 with respect to civil rights and racial equity, many people are saying, you know what, Colin Kaepernick was right back then when he used sport as a platform. Why is it important to propel equal gender opportunity and equal racial opportunity in sport? Because sport impacts society. The core items I wanted you to study in studying sports law and civil rights as a high school student. Understand the basics of college athletics, understand the basics of professional athletics, understand the connection between sport and society, understand that equal opportunity is limited and blocked, whether because of race or because of gender in sport today in this country, and understand that you, as activist lawyers one day, will be able to challenge those blockages and that discrimination.
Today, we're going to talk a little bit about how you can build a solid foundation with your finances, regardless of what stage you're in life. I think that these are just some basic rules that you can use to try and help yourself and make sure that you avoid a lot of the pitfalls that are very common when it comes to your finances.
I get to see pretty much every issue that comes through our business, which means that it's usually different issues every day, or definitely every week at least. So it's not like I come in every day to the office and I'm working on the same type of work day in and day out and not really learning anything new. It's actually the opposite.
If you want to have a path towards a successful career in law, you just have to work as hard as you can in college and frankly get the best grades you can. Take the coursework you're passionate about, things you want to learn about. College is about growing yourself, because once you go to grad school, you're going to then be focusing on one endeavor. So in college,
So today we're going to talk about what you've been learning about essentially all week, This is kind of a historical perspective. I'm going to bring you from the past to the present, and then I want to hear about you, the future. You are the next generation of civil rights and social justice leaders, and this is an opportunity for you to begin thinking about how you can contribute to society in a meaningful way.
A lot of law involves criminal justice, and a lot of criminal justice intersects with the larger issue of civil rights. What I want to emphasize about lawyers who get involved in civil rights at all is that it takes a difficult combination of two things: passion and dedication, selfless devotion to the cause. But it also takes very smart technical lawyering.
The best form of advocacy is any form that is organized, informed, thoughtful, and intentional.
And I want everybody to write down where you will be in 1 year, in 5 years, and 25 years. In 25 years, I want to be a practicing attorney. Or in 1 year, I want to have researched all the colleges and have a clear idea and study for the SAT.
Garrett Temple is a shooting guard and small forward for the Brooklyn Nets. One of the great things to know about Garrett Temple is that he's very involved in social justice issues.
It's not just about changing the education system as a whole, but also individually in people's minds and the way that they think about education themselves, putting money in places where there can actually be change and change that will help, and not just throwing a couple of breadcrumbs here and there. Make sure y'all be that change that you want to see. Be that change that you want to see.
Congratulations on completing this program. We called it Assembling a Dream Team for the Courtroom, an introduction to sports law for high school students. And I hope that you guys are really going to take all that you have learned and all the skills that you guys have been working on, and will take it in your careers, not only in college, but beyond.
When you're in the presence of a dream team, and that's what you are, it's always a good day. I certainly hope that you enjoyed these last 10 days, and I'll begin by saying it's not actually the end, it's the beginning.
We want you to live what we would call a meaningful life, whether it is in the law or whether it is out of the law, as young folks of color and of young folks of diversity.
Over the past 2 weeks, we have witnessed greatness. Our future is very bright with the young people that we had the pleasure of working with. I applaud your efforts, and I admire your dedication to civil rights and social justice.
Like we said on day one about what this Ron Brown Prep program stands for, it's really to help you all to rise up, and insert your name here paves the way.